Can't you see that it's just raining? There ain't no need to go outside. Hello YouTube, my name's Luke. Today, due to popular demand, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to play Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson. So, I uploaded a cover of this, I don't know, like a year ago or something, and it's slowly gotten more views than a lot of other ones on my channel. And a lot of the comments were, hey, can you do a tutorial of this? And I haven't done it, partly because I'd never done tutorials until recently, and then also because it's mostly improvised. So it's kind of hard to do a tutorial of something that you just kind of play off the cuff, because I generally don't play them ever the same way twice, even if I try. But I'm going to try for your guys' sake. So first off, I could take for granted that you guys already know how to play the basic song, but I'll just do a basic run through for you. You're going to be starting with A minor and G major, using a barred E minor chord on the 5th fret and a barred E major chord on the 3rd fret for your A minor and G chords respectively. And then you're playing a melody in between them. So, to do that, what I'm doing is I'm playing open on the low E, grab it on the 5th fret and slide up to the 7th, then play A string, 5th fret, back to the 7th fret on the E string, 5th fret, and slide from the 5th fret down to the 3rd fret. So I'm going to put that together, and then you play it open, and grab on the 3rd fret, hammer on to come up to your A minor. And then it's the same thing for the G, except for you don't slide up on that last note after you play the open E, you just play the G. And you can play either use an an E form or an E dominant 7 form. Jack, I think, uses plays a G7. I generally play just a straight major. So off of that basis, then I kind of added in some extra notes. Anyway, some random ideas there. So okay, what I'm doing in a nutshell is, one, I'm playing the chords using a slightly different technique. Rather than doing a full proper bar, I'm actually playing the bass note with my thumb, muting the A string with the tip of my thumb. So you just let it touch that string but don't actually press into it. So for instance, right? So it's just an E form bar chord that I'm just kind of changing the fingering on. And then to play A minor, I'm using an E minor 7 as the basis, so that this note, instead of being fretted up here on the 7th fret, would actually be down here where you bar, so it would look like that. And again, use the same technique. Grab the E string with your thumb, mute the A string, and then just bar the other 4 strings like that. And that leaves these fingers free to add in extra notes. So then, I'm not going to give you a note for note what I'm playing. I'm going to give you the basis of what are the available notes. So to do this properly, I need to basically teach you how to improvise. To do that, you have to understand your scales. So I think I should probably do a separate video on how scales work. Maybe I'll do that later today. Anyway, no promises. But the scale that I'm using is this scale. I'll play through it, explain what it is, and show you the particular notes that I'm pulling out of it. So. That's called a D scale form. Okay? That has nothing related to the key. What it relates to is that if you play that, say here on the 5th position, I'm starting on the 5th fret. If I play a D chord barred there on the 5th fret, they will both be in the same key. And that key in this particular spot, on this particular position, is G major, which is the key that the song is in. Why is that important? Because the notes that I'm really, or the chord that I'm adding notes over is A minor, which I'm playing here using an E form, right, an E bar chord, to play that A minor. So if I want to add in notes to that A minor, I have to know the key. The key is G major. So then if I know it's G major, then I need to know, okay, I need to play a G major scale. And I need to play it in the same position as I'm playing this A minor chord, okay, which means the 5th position. So to play in G major at the 5th position, you have to use a D scale form. Okay, I hope that's not throwing you a little bit. If you want to understand scales and forms, get the book Fretboard Logic. It doesn't teach music theory, it teaches guitar mechanics. It's not necessarily the most logically laid out, even though it's fretboard logic, but it'll teach you everything you need to know if you just stick with it. And it's not that hard, and it makes a lot of sense. So then with that, the notes that I'm adding in, all right, we're already playing those notes in the original riff, right? Those notes there on the 5th fret and the 7th fret. Now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to play through this, and if you watch something, every string from the 6th string to the 1st string in this scale pattern, I'm going to play the same scale pattern I played before, the D scale form. On every string, you at least play one note on the 5th fret and one note on the 7th fret. Okay, if you watch this, so some of them, like I'm playing 5, 7, 8, and then, and so what does that mean, or why am I pointing that out? That on every string you're playing at least one note on the 5th fret and one note on the 7th fret, because if you want to play your A minor chord, any of those notes then up here on the 7th fret or the 5th fret are fair game because they're within the scale. Now, you're going to have to use a little discretion on which ones you want to use, so experiment with it. Some of them are going to sound better than others. And then also at the top of that scale form, if you notice it extends up here, you've got 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret on the B string, your 2nd string, and then 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret on the high E string. So what I'm adding in when I do that, I'm grabbing up here, this is within the scale, based over the top of my A minor chord. You know, any of those notes are fair game. So you just have to play with them, improvise, and figure out what sounds nice. And then the only thing I really did over the top of my G chord, oops, wrong chord, you know, down here, the only thing I did is that by using this form again, instead of a proper barred form, where you're using your thumb, a half bar with your index finger, and then you're grabbing, actually you're only barring 2 notes with your index finger, and then your 2nd finger on the G string and your 3rd finger on the D string, on the 4th fret and 5th fret respectively. That gives you a major chord. Again, you're muting the A string with your thumb. You can take your pinky and play the G string here on the 5th fret, raising it up a half step, and because that's the 3rd of the chord, the 3rd, you know, 1, 3, 5, it's your triad. If you raise that up, it creates a suspended 4th, which is what gives me that sound, which resolves back to a regular major, right? And if you play with your fingers, you can kind of, and again, I did, instead of just going, I just walked up that scale, or parts of the scale. I'm not playing every note in the scale, I'm picking out a melody from it, which I'm finding, again, just on the 5th fret and 7th fret. And, anyway, so that'll get you started. There's a lot there. There's too much of what I was doing to completely cover in one little video. And picking apart piece by piece is not helpful to you guys, because I don't want you to copy exactly what I do. And not because, you know, it's like, I don't want anybody else playing what I'm playing. No, I want you to understand, how am I getting there? Because it's one thing to be able to recreate exactly what I did, But you're not me, I'm not you. And I think that every musician needs to find their own voice. So learning the tools that another musician uses is far more helpful than just learning the exact notes that they're playing. So anyway, yeah, I hope that helps you guys. Cheers. My name's Luke. Oh, and go to my website, lukewalsteadmusic.com. It's not hard, except Walstead, which is W-A-L-S-T-E-A-D, lukewalsteadmusic.com. I have a new EP. I've just started pre-production for that. It's going to be coming out sometime this spring. So you can join my mailing list. There's no spam on that. I run it myself, and I only update people on occasionally new videos that are coming out, but not every video. And I'll let you guys know when it's released. It's going to be on iTunes, Lord willing, if everything works out the way it's planned to be. So anyway, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.